The Big Dog Postgame Show is brought to you by Viner X Consulting. We make your company work. And by Rick Jacklich, the big dog himself, at the Jacklich Law Group.
Good afternoon from Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin. Maryland 27, the Wisconsin Badgers 10. To me, an unexpectedly joyous day to be a Maryland Terrapin. I'm Wayne Viner. That's Mason Viner. This is the Big Dog Postgame Show. Mason, what did you see out there?
I saw a Maryland team dominate the line of scrimmage here in Camp Randall, something we haven't seen yet. They own the game. They own the moment. Loxley talked about making investments throughout the week that yield the results you want at the end of the week. It's something we've talked about so many places around this country, this team not being able to do. This week and today, they did it. And you could see it at the line of scrimmage. You could see it in the play calling. You could see it in the communication in the secondary. They were 100% ready to go and ready to win today.
Absolutely were. I mean, you got 2 block kicks. You've got 6 sacks, 10 tackles for loss. The plays that went the wrong way were all on the other side. Yeah, there was a couple of penalties. For the moment, I'm going to throw those out. Maryland was a team that was ready to play. Wisconsin looked like Maryland forced them into being a bit of a mess. Maryland wrecked their offense, and I haven't been able to say that in years. It might have been 20 years since you could say Maryland went out there and Sean Merriman wrecked their offense. But you saw it today. You saw Mathis, you saw Stewart. You see things that make you say, hey, those guys could play in the NFL.
Yeah, you do. And you see things when they're in the game that when the second string guys come in, they're just not able to do. The way that Sahira Mathis bends the edge, turns the corner, the way that Sidney Stewart gets low and wins on pad level every single time, you can see the building and the repetition that yields the long-term results for these guys. They're only freshmen, and you see the way they're playing, you see the aggression they're playing with, and then overall the joy this team is playing with. I mean, we saw it here when they came off at the end of the first half. You see it, though, when things go right. You see it when things go wrong.
They were so happy. I want them to calm down for a minute.
Well, yeah. And then you see a guy, a leader, who unfortunately got hurt today, DJ Samuels, lead them out of the locker room with that same just power in leadership that this team has that, frankly, I just haven't seen since Mike Loxley's been the coach.
Yep. You might actually have a bit of a player-led culture finally, even when we're not talking about it. You see guys who are ready to win right now. We're going to get to Bruce in a little bit. I want to talk about the effect that blocking kicks has on a game. Because, man, it looked like Wisconsin was off to a fast start, and then they weren't.
Yeah, I think you see that in every sport. And today, I think that what that did was it put in the ability to think you can. It's like a goalie making the first save of the game. Like finally scoring a goal, and then you see a team rattle off 3 more. That is something that's needed in the locker room. But like we talked about earlier in the week and on the podcast, there is no fear here. There's 60-some-odd new players. There's new coaches. All they know is what they're learning here, which makes this game the overarching moment that you would hope to be like that blocked kick. This is the moment where you say, there's 75,000 people in this building. I mean, things are going wrong here, but this environment is still really something special. It's one of the best in college football.
It is walking in here. Well, we'll get to that. Let me let you finish your thought.
You block a kick and you're like, okay, these guys are just like us. We can make that play. We can do that together. And you saw it in that last touchdown pass to Shalik Knotts, too. There's no hesitation in it. I fake it. You know, Malik gave us a nice walkthrough on a question that you asked him in the press conference of what he saw as that play went on.
And we have that play. We're playing it. We'll play it right now. Here's the end zone look from where I am, and then you'll see the other on the stadium where Mason was as the catch is made. So please go ahead.
And he's thrown to a spot. He knows his guy one-on-one is going to win. And he puts it out there. And that is just a belief in what's going on. That's a belief in the playbook, and it's a belief in yourself that your guy can make that play against the guy that's across the line from him. And that is something you see in everything these guys do right now, and you hope that when they get knocked off, they'll come back the next week and have that. The bye week's been a trap for us.
Oh, yes.
But if you believe in that, if you believe in that philosophy that what you're doing day over day has that impact, then you'll come out and be ready to go in 2 weeks when Washington comes to town.
And Washington will be in College Park 2 weeks on Saturday. Then it's Nebraska, and then another week off, and then it's Indiana. It's going to be a trip, but we're at the right end of this trip. 4-0 for your Maryland Terrapins. We're going to have a word from Bruce right here, and then we'll be back at Camp Randall to talk about the game day experience at Wisconsin.
You and Mason are out there, and I'm so happy for you guys. You got to be having a great day. What a great win. You put it best, Wayne, when you texted me the best win since the Texas road game a few years back. But Mike Loxley, let me tell you something, what a job he's done. What a job he's done getting this quarterback ready for the Big Ten play. And I'm going to tell you what else. Ted Monticino, the new defensive coach who has a history with the Ravens, a history with Suggs. This defense was cooking on all cylinders. They were unbelievable today. Just unbelievable. Just look at that. Let's look at that first before we get to our QB. Jalen Husky had that big interception early on and 8 tackles. Daniel Wingate, 11 tackles. We had sacks when we kind of put the game out of reach, sending them backwards after they got an overturn on a 4th and 1 from the 20. It was ruled not a first down than it was from our 20. But look, Wisconsin had a chance to get back in this game until they didn't. All right. And then the 62-yard pass, all right, to Shalik Knotts, who seems to be getting a touchdown a game. That was the ball game. But this defense is everywhere. It's swarming. It's tough. Another special teams block punt by Messiah Delhomme, and that helped to turn the game. But the Terps were up 20-3 after a long pass to set up a field goal at the end of the half. And this team was just on all cylinders. And now let's talk about Malik. Malik Washington is the real deal. All right, 106 quarterback rating. He was 18 for 34 with 2 TDs, 265 yards, no interceptions, just pinpoint passing. He had 5 drops, believe it or not. The best quarterback that I can remember in a while for the University of Maryland. And he's only played 4 games. He is really something special. They're talking about it, and they're talking about Malik Washington. All right. Great job, Coach Locks. Back to you, Wayne. I know you got a ton of interviews and the press conference, so it's going to be a great show.
The Big Dog Postgame Show is brought to you by the Big Dog himself, Rick Jacklich at the Jacklich Law Group, and by Viner X Consulting. If you need internet, don't pay the rack rate, pay the insider rate with Viner X.
Live at Camp Randall, we've got the Terrapin himself. Okay, what do you think of today's performance by your guys? Back at Camp Randall, we'd like to thank our sponsors, of course, the Big Dog himself, Rick Jacklich, and your hometown IT team, Viner X Consulting. Enterprise Technology Management is the buzzword of the day. It means a company that looks at everything from your strategy to the execution to how technology can help you succeed in your business. Viner X Consulting, your choice for enterprise technology management. Mason, game day, walking from where we parked the car, about 15 minutes probably that way, all the way in here, reminded me of Fargo, North Dakota, which is one of the great football cultures I've ever seen. What's your takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, what a great place to come and watch a game. What a great college town that they have here in Madison. And I mean, from Jump Around to the Build Me Up Buttercup sing-along to, I mean, just the way and the impact that these fans have on it. It's kind of a shame when you go places in the games at 11 in the morning. Doesn't really seem to matter in the Midwest, though. It seems like they almost like it when the game's that early in the day, but special place to watch a game. And certainly a lot of disappointment with the way that Luke Fickell's tenure is going, now 15-15 in his time here at Wisconsin. Wayne, I'll flip it back to you. What did you see out there? What popped for the Terps to you?
The Terps, speed and the hitting, the defense, the intensity. That's my play of the game, is that defensive unit. And if I have to pick one guy, I'm going to pick Messiah Delhomme at safety because we heard he was going to be good, but he has been explosively good. He has blocked punts in 2 games. He is a game changer. He can cover his half of the field at a very, very high level. That guy is also a pro. I think if you come back in a couple of years and look at who you had on this team, you're going to end up with 5, 6 guys in the NFL. He's one of them. The other group is the linebackers. You got to look at Wingate. These guys are stepping into a Big Ten offensive line and exerting their will. They're pushing the pile backwards. I haven't seen that at Maryland in a long time. That's the fantastic part. Now the downside, Maryland, I think they're 4-15 on third down. They get a lot of yards, they make the big play, but the offense wasn't as consistent as it looked as you look back. And I think they could do a little bit of work on that. So defense fantastic, offense at every big play, but can be a little more consistent.
But I'll caution it. This Wisconsin team gave us a lot of gifts today early in the game. But if you think back to last year, I think it was almost down to the week. We went to Indiana, and I think the first 3 possessions of the game were turnovers, the Terps forced, and they couldn't take advantage of it. Today, when they got that ball down there, they put it in the end zone, they made the plays, they did the right things, and when they needed a yard, they got the yard.
I was going to bring that up as a positive for a team that doesn't look like they can run the ball. The few times they needed a yard, short yardage, Maryland gets the yard. So might not be a consistently good running team, but they're using the left side of the offensive line, doing a pretty good job with that.
And there's a guy that I think deserves a huge shout out in that, which is the running back, DeJuan Williams. You have to remember who this guy is.
Okay, who is
he? He was a 5-star running back committed to Ohio State. He gets the injury, ends up falling all the way down to a 3-star. One thing I hate about the recruiting machine, but it's valid in it. He's here. He gets last year to kind of get back up to speed. He's now 4 games into it. A guy, you play in practice, but everybody says it's not the same as the game. You see him today. He ends up averaging plus 4 yards a carry against a team we've never been able to run the ball against.
Never. And you brought up how good the Wisconsin front 7 is, and we got it done anyhow today.
Yeah, I think that overall, just flipping it around, this Wisconsin program's not in good shape right now. Wouldn't be surprised if the coach is different when they coming out of their bye week in 2 weeks. It was strange to come into a stadium and it's 7-0 and they're chanting to fire the coach.
Yep. But you could see why.
But you can see why. I mean, the errors, the same things we complain about, the errors on special teams, untimely penalties.
Their quarterback is not Big Ten level. That guy is not this level of quarterback.
No, and that's just more of the same around here.
Right. Well, they spent a lot of money. They got Billy. Billy's injured. They had to go with the second choice.
So we'll wrap it up. And yes, it's impressive to see the athletic director cheered by the Maryland faithful. Haven't seen that in a while either. Mason, it's been a great day to be here. Certainly, the podcast has been doing great. What's the podcast schedule for this week?
Yeah, hopefully we have another Terp on the pod this week. Would be one of our bigger name guys. We're working on the final details on that. Also got a lot in the non-revs to cover as well. Terp soccer rolling, starting to put together a College Cup season. We'll have a little feature on that. And then what does the bye week look like and what's next for the Terps with their upcoming game against Washington.
Thanks for watching the Big Dog Postgame Show. It has been a pleasure to be in Madison, Wisconsin today. We will see you after the Washington game in 2 weeks. Good afternoon from Madison, Wisconsin.
But I think overall, it's a great day for Maryland football. It's great when we get to win games on the road in the Big Ten. We have not done that well. It's great to get a Big Ten win. And in 2 weeks, you have another opportunity against a team that's coming across the country. It seems like it's a changed story this year out there in Seattle. Washington looks a lot better. We'll see really what they've got. They host Ohio State next weekend. And you're just excited to watch this team play. You're excited to see Malik Washington play. It's something that we really haven't had here, and since Toledo was starting to build and that was all starting to go in the right direction. But here you can feel it, and it's just the start of it. All these guys are freshmen, they're sophomores, and we as a fan base have an opportunity to give this program the resources they need to keep these guys on the field. And them as a unit, all guys from the DMV have an opportunity to really build something special here over the next few years. But it starts in 2 weeks.
All right, I will close with this. One Malik positive. The deep ball is on time. It wasn't the first week or two. Last week, this week, that deep ball is on time, and it's beautiful. Second thing is, you call it the Maryland delegation. We stood in this end zone. Kevin Plank was down here. Jim Smith was down here. All the Maryland bigwigs, and you see that the AD, as he leaves the field, is being chanted. His name's being chanted by the fan base.
Did it?